There we go. Welcome back. Market Mastery, the 1 hour you need in this market to make money. We set you up with everything you need to. Everything you need is still doing that blur thing, chef's hat thing. No, it's a little better with the light. Oh, it still gets blurry. God damn. Hat. I'm getting a haircut. All right, we're here. So we've got some interesting stuff going on in the market right now. You have a little bit of fear creeping in, but on the same note, you have a lot of buying. I want to go right to the S&P, right to the SPY, which measures and tracks the S&P to look at what I see and walk you through it so that you can be prepared for what may come. And we are going to go through that for a couple of names. I am going to break down a trade I really like and would like to get into. And we will do that together. And I will also at the end be going through a couple of tickers to get an understanding for you of where they're at and play a little game of smash or pass. It is my son's birthday, so I am looking to get out of here relatively quickly. I don't want to be here for an hour and a half, so we're going to pound through it because got to get home and celebrate the boy. So, all right, here's the SPY. Here's what we have on the daily. You can see that we wicked down to 618. We pushed up to 624, but we ended up settling right about 620. And if we take another step in on the hourly, we can see that we overexpressed here. Strong buying, or so it looked, followed by sellers. But we are heading right back to trend, so I don't think it's something to panic over. I think that it's very easy to Sorry, I was trying to fix my camera thing. It's very easy to see all the downside and not that this is just quite simply a continuation of a trend. We talked about on last stream, walking the dog, that if you just buy the trend line, you win in most cases. And the same would apply to this. So in looking at this, this is our last couple of days on the SPY. You can see that it held 616 and then traded in this little range and made a decision to either go up or down. When it hit 617, made the decision to go up. We saw this thing go as high as 625, which is pretty crazy. It absolutely boomed. And when it pushed 625, buyers got exhausted because it was too far. You could see that they were doing this on almost no volume. So when you have such small volume for something like this, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. So I broke down earlier our 2 SPY options trades for the week. We're going to drop the link to get access to the SPY Playmaker every month. You can get that through the Discord, or you could see it here in this chat. We'll send you the link so you can get access. I send you my SPY trades once a week, every week, to break down both bear and bull trades to make you money, both directions. This is one of our best strategies that had some of the best results that we've seen so far out of any of them. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Out of any of them that we've run. And so I'm very satisfied with everything that we've got here today. So I'm going to give you a quick recap because I thought this was really cool. Porter sent this to me because he's been tracking all of these. So Porter, I'm going to share this. Through this strategy and some, I'm sure, additional trades, but mostly through this strategy. What's up, Vanessa? Michelle? Hey, what's up, Michelle? Through this strategy, okay, quarter 1 and quarter 2, the ROI was 36%, 13 wins, 4 losses. So you managed a 76% win rate with an average win of 58% during those quarters with the strategy, right? This strategy has been hitting about, that's about accurate, I'd say, that it produces about 75% winners. So, for example, when you're looking at this chart and we map out this as the functional resistance, you would have had a trade lined up so that if it broke below this line, you should have known that the bears are going to drive this down to 615 if they can. Here's what happened. We're going to go back in time as if we didn't know. So when we saw this breakout, we knew 622, give or take. I would have said maybe we look at 621.70, give or take, as our breakout point of when this really went crazy. And then we saw that it held support here at 622.5, but it wicked all the way down to 618. So when this gapped down and it breaks below 622.5, this is where you become a seller and you go bearish. Above this line is when you go bullish. we break down these levels every week, and these trades have 52 weeks out of the year. In the last year, we got 48 weeks where we had one of these two trade ideas made me 100%, doubled my money. So I think it's important to A, understand this strategy, and B, get access to it. So can you throw this? There's the link right there. If you want to get in there, that's the link. I would definitely suggest it. All right, let me share this out. Okay. And all right, those are the ones we'll go through. Sorry, guys, I was just reposting that tweet to get some viewership up in here. All right, so that's how you get the access to Spy Playmaker. Again, these trades have hit 48 out of 52 weeks of the year. It's there. So for those of you that are looking for the levels, we will hit you in Discord, or those will be sent to you directly via email if you have access to Spy Playmaker. If you do not, please drop a comment right now. Type a 1 in the chat if you need the link. Type a 2 if you've already got this down. So that being said, Spy is set up. We've got our directions. We've already discussed our two trade ideas on a meeting we had earlier. So for all of you that have access to Penny Boys Premium or Spy Playmaker, you're going to get those trades, and you're going to have hopefully another 100% runner this week, every week. So we're going to take a quick sidestep over to one of my larger long-term holdings that is showing a little bit of fear right now, that I definitely feel a little bit of fear about, and that I think the market is pricing in that same fear right now. So Tesla, you got to get out of replay. Yes. Okay. There we go. So we're currently trading at 293. We drew the pivot point on Tesla. What we liked was 258. What we were saying was that seems to be the middle point that this always tries to come back to. And we need to respect that. So again, if you bought every time this expressed downward, which means the price pushed downward, if you bought every one of those downwards expressions, you made a ton of money. If you sold every one of these outward expanses in volatility, you made a ton of money. So I think that it's important to just accept that, because a lot of people don't like that. They don't want to just see it for what it is, that this is numbers, is dollars and cents. And it's as straightforward as buy it off the line, sell it when it goes above. Like, it is that simple. And so now looking at Tesla, we want to try to find our congruences to see where we shape up at in terms of this trend. And I would venture to say the further you can go back in time, the better. So let's just see where it fits. Because remember, the midline cuts both ways, and that can give you a true indication of trend. This is very similar to what the Fibonacci's do. There we go. So we'll do black on the midline. Black. Okay, so those are our midlines. This is kind of like, for those of you that remember like geometry and such, algebra from high school or whatever. Just charting, just graphing, drawing things out. This is what we did. We acted like little kids, and we literally just said, hey, let's try to draw a line through the middle of all these little squigglies. And that's all we did. And we know if we drew the right line, if when we zoom out, it looks like it's in between those two. So we cut diagonally here, we cut horizontally here. Now, here's how I would definitely suggest that everyone learn to understand quadrants, charts, trends, right? Let's look at each of these as like zones, if you will. And if I got better at trading view, I'd be able to, I'm sure, do this more efficiently. So this one's obviously a green zone. This one is red. So now, before I say anything else, type a 1 in the chat. Type a 1 if this makes sense to you at all. Type a 2 if I need to explain it in a different way, or if you have a specific question about how it's explained. Because if you guys don't get it, then I'm wasting your time and mine. I don't want to do that. So, do you get it? Ooh, mocha. God damn, that's good. Frothy and creamy. Yes. Fuck, that's delicious. Mocha. Type a 1 in the comments if you understand what we're doing here in creating these zones as it relates to trading. We're just looking at this as a bullish and a bearish zone or quadrant, whatever you want to call it. So 1, if you get it and that's it, and we don't need to talk about it more. 2, if you'd like me to continue explaining it. Type a 1 in the chat if you type a 1 if you got it. One is we're done here. 2 is keep going. Want to make sure we're headed in the right direction. Okay. Looks like we're on 4 or 5 answers. There's like 200 people here. So, all right. You guys got it? Okay. So basically all we've done is we've just written we've drawn these little quadrants and now we want to just eliminate this from our heads altogether. So this is all we have in front of us right now, right? So what happens when Tesla's in this quadrant? What typically seems to happen when Tesla's in this quadrant right here that I'm highlighting right now? Call this quadrant 1. Sorry, I got to figure out to turn that off. Okay, so Tammy, correct. Bullish. It's typically bullish when it's in this little quadrant, right? So when Tesla is trading in this area, it's typically bullish. Can we say that's true? Okay. I think we can. What typically happens when we go into 2? This is where it gets interesting. Let's see if anybody can think more deeply. What happens when it enters zone 2? So Tammy said bearish. Anybody else? I don't know what ocean gates mean, but maybe. There, Kenny did it. When it goes into quadrant 2, it goes back to quadrant 1. Say that again. When it goes into quadrant 2, what does it do? It actually goes back to quadrant 1. Do you see how I drew these? And all I had to do was draw it below the line and draw it red, and everybody assumed bearish. So do you see your bias? Can you sense it in this moment? That the second I made this red and drew it below, you automatically went in your head bearish. Even I'm doing it now, looking at it. But in reality, this sell off down here was the smartest opportunity to buy, which we bought at 140, 141. So right here in April. And then it went to 484. So again, that's why this is all about your perspective and how it's shaped and how you look at things, because everyone here just completely misread this. So I hope that makes you think about every person you listen to when they go on a live stream or on CNBC or wherever. Be very aware. So again, when it goes into quadrant 2, it goes back to quadrant 1. So instead of going bearish and saying, hey, we'll sell, that's my point, is the truth is always subject to revision and the rules may change. That's why you need to understand your rules, because if you understand your own code, it's easy to play by the other rules, because you already know the rules you have to live by no matter what. And if your rules are a certain type of risk you'll take, certain amount of dollars you'll trade, then it doesn't matter what the stock is. No risk, no loss can cripple you, because you've already set up the rules in place, so you don't have to worry. You won't get knocked out of the game because you've set yourself up to manage risk. Wait, what? Tell me that's not true. There's no way. There's no way that's true. Porter, I just read that. That is not true. Dude, you got to tell me that shit before I put it on the stream. Jesus Christ. I was just looking that up. Yeah, dude. I thought that was serious because you typed it in all caps. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway, so the point being, Tesla goes to quadrant 2 only to go back to quadrant 1. Once it's in quadrant 1, then its job is to not go back into quadrant 2. But if it does, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to make money on the way down, and then you're going to buy more. And as it goes back to quadrant 1, if it's a bull, again, the point is, if you don't have a thesis about the stock, you can't do any of this ahead of time, because it's all determined by your own inner compass. So again, if you don't have an inner determinant or guide or voice that is going to shape the way you do things, the what you do won't matter. So again, if you haven't shaped the way you do things based on your own internal set of values, there is the what that you want to accomplish, that you want to get done, the thing you want to do, you won't do. What made Kobe Bryant great? What made Michael Jordan great? They were in the gym way longer than you, working a lot harder, practicing, and they had a plan and a goal. Pretty simple. Jeff Bezos set out to build Amazon, had a goal, executed, boom, guy's a billionaire. So I want to wake everyone up to that reality, that these people have realized that they can shape the reality as they know it in front of their eyes by delaying gratification and having a plan, by going into it with an intention that they will bring into reality. They demand it into existence. you are effectively doing the same thing in your trading, but you have to be acting on good information. So keep that in mind. So for Tesla, I'm not feeling fear unless we enter that second quadrant, at which point then, if you're in the Penny Boys Discord, I will be updating you if I make any changes to that position, but I don't foresee anything material that would bring me to that conclusion at this current moment. So again, yeah, that's just one of the, yeah, it's a mocha. It's very good. It's actually way better than the vanilla. Quick look at Palantir before we do some smash or pass. All-time highs. Oh no, not all-time highs. Wait, dude, that guy needs to chill. He told me all-time highs today. There's one guy I follow that was like, "Are you?" Oh, it did. Okay. Oh no, that was Thursday. What a dick! Why is he saying all-time highs? He literally texted me about this like first thing. Ooh, I'll take that. Palantir is in still pretty good health. Okay, so yeah, Palantir, quite interesting actually. So again, I've shared. We bought this at $8. Again, the link at the bottom of the screen is how you get access to these trades before you're hearing about them being up trillions of percent. We bought this at $7-8. It's at 139. So I'm sitting on my options. I'm at a 5,000% return on some of them. So it goes to show that you could throw $100 at a trade that you think is done, and then that trade is worth $7,000. I mean, on those contracts, I turn $100 into 5,000. It's pretty crazy. Very few places you can do that in the world. Very, very few. This is one of them. So this is your wake-up call. This is your manifesto call to arms. If you've even thought about it, that means deep down you know it. You just haven't made that final decision to try it, and it's time. Your life is passing you by, and that's because you can't afford to keep up with it. It's a sad state that we live in. I don't support it. I don't like it. I don't advocate for it, but it's reality. So we live within it, and we do what we can. Everyone's just doing the best they can with the information they have. So the question I asked to all of you, where do you get your information for the markets? I want everyone to call that out. Is it a website? Is it a Discord trading room? Is it SMS? Someone texts you every day? Do you go call your broker? Like, where do you guys get? Where's your one of your top places to get your information on the markets? You go to Twitter. You go follow my good friend Wolf. Like, what are you doing? They're shy. Where do you guys get it? Penny Boys, Pookie, Penny Boys. Appreciate it. Kenny here mostly. Where else? Who else? Come on, there's like 400 or 500 people on here. Okay, there you go. Barron's, Wall Street Journal, a couple Twitter, mostly PB. Moomoo's good at breaking news. I bet that's where Porter found out about Tesla. Jesus, dude. Oh, I wish it could do that. Discord, X News, Weeble News. Okay, who else? Some of you, there's 400 people here. Some of you are not in our Penny Boys Discord. We don't know you, so I want to hear from you. How'd you end up here? Where do you get your information from for the markets? Who do you like the most? What accounts do you follow? And we'll do a quick breeze on NVIDIA. Again, the chip maker that could. The chart has held up surprisingly well for such an amazing V-shaped recovery. Again, this is the daily chart. If you look at the weekly, it's even more egregious. If you go to the monthly, it's ridiculous. It's absolute insanity what they've done here. Like, look at that. Look at that chart, dude. From 22, which this is when we were buying in August of 2022. So for reference point. So if you missed NVIDIA and you're like, shit, I should have got it. Like we will get the next one too. Just make sure you have access to the Discord so you can get it. Because we're not going to force it. It'll come when it comes. But yeah, again, buying at 12 is nice, holding at 15. So again, what have you done for me lately? Well, when we were on stream, we were talking about the buys under 100 on NVIDIA always being a good deal. You got that opportunity back in April, and then you kind of got close in May, but it pretty much, there was a month window where we were still in a buying mode again, and then we've exited the buying mode now, and I'm simply just watching this pan out. Now, if I'm a new trader, or I'm someone who's not in NVIDIA and I think it's going to go and I want to be in the stock, I would be a buyer over 150 and I would try to buy below 155 and I would hold it for as long as we stay above, 148.91. It'll be a position trade. So I would set my sell targets at like 160, 170, 180, like literally walk them up to my actual long-term target, which again, you have if you're in the Discord. That's how I would trade this now. So I get it. If you're not holding it or haven't been holding it, what have you done for me lately? That's how I would trade this as a momentum breakout, but a position trade, so that if it breaks below 148.90, I'm exiting the whole position, which means I'm going to lose at most $5 a share. So that means if I put in, let's see, times. So if you bought 100 shares and spent 15, so if you bought $16,000 worth of NVIDIA, okay, that's 100 shares at 159 current price, and you sell it at the stop loss that I would use for the position trade, you didn't even lose $1,000. It's not even 10% loss for effectively 30 to 40% gain. So Vanessa, see, now you're confusing me with Vanessa and Michelle. Send me a DM or Porter and we'll send them to you if you haven't seen them in the Discord. Make sure you got them. There you go. That's it. Yeah. So that's what I would do for NVIDIA for those that kind of wanted to follow up. Now let's get into a quick smash or pass. While we're doing that, I want to do a quick follow up on this. It was 4th of July this Friday, so we didn't get to go through with the premium members the trade idea for RNG. We are going to do that this Friday. Again, I just wasn't thinking. I didn't realize it. The markets were closed and we weren't there, so that's my bad. So we didn't get to go through it. So we are going to go through this trade idea. Again, look at this chart. I think there's a massive opportunity. I think we're going to make a lot of money on this one if it hits. But either way, we'll be in a position where we're either going to make a ton of money and we're going to be very happy, or we're going to take a small loss and move to another trade and make a ton of money. So I don't care what the trade is, where the trade is, when the trade is. It doesn't matter. There's always a trade. It always happens. There's always a trade. There's too many stocks, too many tickers. There's always a trade 24/7. There's nothing to miss. For anyone that's here that's even remotely new or even been here a while, I would encourage you to focus on who and where you're getting your information from. The quality of your information that guides your process of who you are as a trader, investor, business person is far more important than the stocks you're looking at. It's far more important than whatever screener you built or bought or are using. It's more important than a trading indicator. It's more important than anything. There is nothing more important than that. So if that fundamental step hasn't occurred yet to you, that's where I'd start. Right here, right now, today. Go to the link at the bottom. It's free. Do the trial, get into the education, and start. It's free. There's no gotcha, so it's free. So do it. If you want to actually take it seriously and do this right, then join. Get a membership, join. But either way, go there because it's free and you need the help now. I meet too many people that were buying stocks like this right up here. So this is what they lived through. This stock is blowing up and they're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is going, this is crazy. I wonder, it's going up more. It's going up more. This is crazy. Oh my God, I'm going to buy more. And they're buying more because everyone's talking about it on social media. This stock is breaking out. I'm going to buy more. It's breaking over 369, 356. Now it's going 402. I know that this is exit liquidity right here. So I'm selling. I'm selling this right here. Look at how it can't push up. It just can't. It keeps failing. Second candle comes. Pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. Up, up, up. We're going higher. Oh my God, I fucked up. I'm going to buy back in. I'm going to buy back in. Oh, no, 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 no. It's okay. I'll buy more. I'll buy more. I'll buy more. Hold on. Oh, no, 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 no. Shit, shit. No, it's okay. It's coming back. It's coming back. All right, I'm going to buy some more because I think this is the bottom. Now I got my whole portfolio in it. Oh, my whole portfolio is down. Oh my God, this is a level 233. Shit. My whole portfolio's in. No, 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 no. So you guys get what I'm saying here? Every single one of you has lived through that in some way, shape, or form. Somewhere, somehow, you've lived through it. Our goal is to make use of that experience and repaint it. I want to repaint that experience as painful enough that you don't do it anymore. Not because there's something wrong with you, but just because you didn't meet the person that could teach you yet, but now you did. If you're watching this stream, I guarantee you have been sent here by a power much greater than yourself. And then look at that. It's still going, by the way. So at this point, you're just panicking, watching your entire fortune go to nothing, even though everything in your mind in those moments told you that this stock was going to go up. Why? Because everybody said it would. And you didn't have an internal compass to make a judgment call and determine whether or not this fits in your risk profile, because it might fit in theirs, but it might not fit in yours. But if you've never had anyone help you build yourself, you're not going to do it. So what we're trying to accomplish is like we're building the traders, not the trades. The trades part is easy. We have all the technology and all the tools and all the screeners. Like that shit is easy. Building the trader is hard because that's people. So even people that bought that fake out right there at 41, this stuff is easy to see if you've done it long enough. It just takes time. I'm not trying to diminish anyone. I'm saying I've looked at it for so long. You know, if you're sitting in a batting cage, if you're sitting in a batting cage hitting baseballs for 8 hours a day, you're going to be better at it than me. So that's kind of my point is I want you to take advantage of it. I want you guys to take advantage of the fact that we are obsessively studying the markets and strategies to make us better in the markets. You should be taking advantage of that. That you have a full-fledged analyst firm at your fingertips and you didn't even have to put up $50 million to build it. All right, let's get a couple smasher passing because I got to get out of here. Go celebrate the boy. Drop him in the chat. I'm very glad. I also want to say I'm very glad to be back. It's nice. I like when me and Chad stream, but it's nice to have solos. It's just a totally different thing. It's like doing a totally different type of show. But I'm glad we get to do it again. It's fun. I want it to be a little more laid back, preferably more questions. That's what makes this good. When you guys actually give something to work with, this gets a lot better. Oh, Tammy doing the work this time. Love that. Kenny just throwing it in there. Tammy did 8 hours of work. Come on, Kenny. All right, BSEM, strong financials, margins, and growth. So if you want to be like Tammy. So Tammy started and didn't know anything, and clearly you can see now that she knows what she's doing. So if you want to be like Tammy, come here. Come join us. All right, strong financials, margin growth, and the OZC market submitted Form 10. So they're going to uplist. Final stages of review. Ooh. Oh yeah, Tammy, this is quite interesting, Tammy. Ooh, I want a taste of this real bad. I wonder if I could figure out who's doing their. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna say nothing. I gotta smash it. I mean, this is a smash. Chart wise, it's OTC, so everyone keep that in mind. This would be a perfect one to like. If you got $100 and you like doing a lotto once in a while, this is one I'd throw $100 in. Don't look at it again. Don't pay attention because it goes on the NASDAQ and you get destroyed. It could happen. Or this could 10x when it uplists because they have a lot more control during the OTC process. So basically, what's happening here is they're basically just telling all their friends about it. So something good is happening, something good is brewing, and they know about it. So they just start telling their friends about it. So all their big banking buddies, their other rich friends, this is all their friends buying, and the company marketing themselves to generate liquidity so that their friends can buy and sell. So you really do need to know that. That is how this OTC uplist game is played. These are the guys that are making the money at 50 cents because they're selling to the first wave of rich guys that are not in the inner circle. That's here. And then they try to bring us in, right? So that the first layer of rich guys can sell to us. And then they expect us to bring in the next guy to sell to them. We're not going to do that because we're not stupid. So we're just going to take advantage of a short term window, capitalize, and get out. And they can do whatever they want because we're here to get our money and protect ourselves and live a life, not trade for 24 hours. I'm here trading so that I can get home and have my kid's birthday with him and afford to like get him a nice present and spend time with him or go to a dinner. Like I have the luxury of doing that because I'm here trading for a few hours and I go home. It's not like, God, I can't wait to be done with this dinner so I can just go home and trade. I don't want to do that. So my point is, this is how you integrate this into your lifestyle in a way that actually works. Tammy is case in point. Yeah, Tammy, we should talk about this one because actually, this is interesting. And like I said, everything I said is true. This is what they do when they do the uplist path. We just got to figure out if we're too late or not because there still might be another 100% there, but we might be too late. All the money guys are already in, but I also might be able to get some information to hopefully find out. So I will do that. I'll take a look at Tusco Tractor Supply. This is one I just feel like a dummy for not buying like this and some of these others. Like, look at this. It's terrifying that they're doing this well because a lot of our farmland has been sold to foreign interest in the United States. So it's like they must be buying American farm. I bet that's probably what they're doing is they're selling them and then they want a contract to buy the farm equipment. So they basically whore themselves out for a price, but they sell the control, which you don't want. You don't want foreign interest controlling your local food. It's just not good. But yeah, this one's interesting. It's just it's gone so much. That's the only thing is like let's see actually. Let's anchor this. I guess it isn't that far off its wave. So yeah, I can see myself smashing on this. So it already completed that. Let's look then here. Oh, so it's already beyond one extension. That's pretty good. This thing is strong. Yeah, I'd say this is a smash for 70. I like that. Tractor Supply. Who would have thought? Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting over 57. There's some room here. So this is there's just no liquidity there. They've gotten washed out. It looks like the buyers have finally started pushing this up. This is going to be really just about guidance and forward-looking earnings projections and guidance. That's really, I think, what it'll come down to. But you can't argue with the chart. And it's the point is it's over 40. That was the only point of concern. Is I would say like between 30 and 40, because this chart doesn't have enough history or data. You can only really have one trend line. It looks like we picked up right there, and we're going to pick up again at 57. So I think this will bounce for a little while, and you'll get a springboard opportunity before it condenses. So actually, I like this. I'm going to say smash. This is a good find. See, this is how good it is. You guys have been taught so well that you bring up good names that I wouldn't have found. So, all right. I love y'all. It's a boy's birthday. So I'm going to get out with him. Send me a DM. If you have a ticker that you wanted looked at and we didn't get to look at it and you are in Penny Boys already or not, send a DM. I'll look at it as soon as I can. It's the boy's birthday. So obviously not tonight, but like later tonight when I go to bed, I'll look at it. I always check that. So I love y'all. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be doing a little more of the breakdowns, a little more of the why we do this and the how we approach things. And yeah, well, let me take a picture. That would be pretty cool. If he sees people telling him happy birthday on a stream, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. If you could hit happy birthday Rocco in the chat, that would mean a lot to him. He would think that's the coolest. That would actually make me look super cool because it's like on YouTube. That would actually make me look awesome. So if anybody wants to make me look awesome, that would be really nice. Wow, he would think that's so cool, I bet. I guess it is pretty cool. I need to just take a second. Realize how cool that is too. Just kind of period. You guys are the best. Screenshot that for him. Bought him a really dangerous e-bike for his birthday. Actually, I gave him a small amount of the money. And this kid, just like a savage, he parlayed my investment in his e-bike as buy-in from the street. He kind of treated it like when Wall Street gets a really good firm to buy into a stock, they kind of use that. And they go to the other shop and they go, hey, well, Sequoia just gave us 100 million. So then they go, oh yeah, whoa, we'll give you 200 million. That's how it works, right? He used the fact that I bought in to then go finesse like 3 or 4 other people into giving him money for his birthday to buy this e-bike like 3 months for his birthday. I gave him credit. He raises capital like a champ at no interest. Smart. But then he kind of wrecked it. But still, I'm impressed. Really impressed. All right. I love you guys. Stay blessed now. Ta-ta. See that wave? This is what they teach you in princess school. I went. What's it to you? Love y'all. Bye-bye.